I've already filmed this video once, but the lighting was terrible, which is really sad because originally this was going to be a book haul and an unboxing, but I've already opened the parcels, so I'm just going to have to show them now. Sorry. In today's video, I am bringing you a book haul. These are all the books I've accumulated since my last one, right at the end of March, so it's been about 6 weeks since I bought any books. I bought only a couple because the other day I just felt a bit down. I think lockdown was getting to me since we're in about week 6. I had some stressful things going on, and also my essay is due this week, so I was just kind of feeling a little bit in need of a treat. I placed an order on eBay for a couple of books. Those arrived this morning. I also bought one on Amazon Marketplace that I'm really excited about, and when I show you it, you'll see that it's right up my alley. But let's just get into them. The first book I have to show you is Convenience Store Woman by Sayaka Murata. This is a Japanese translated fiction. I am trying to read more translated fiction lately. I'm not doing a very good job. I think this is only like the second book that I've read that has been translated so far this year. Actually, I maybe read 2 last month. I did well last month. This is about a 36-year-old woman who works in a convenience store in Japan. Japan is quite famous for having people with really good work ethics. It's a really big cultural thing to have a really good career. People who work in convenience stores tend to just be there while they're studying at university or still in school. However, this follows our main character Kiko, who has been in the same job for 18 years and she really enjoys it. And it's quite poignant that she doesn't understand why everybody else is so adamant that the job is beneath her. She doesn't understand why no one else can see the importance of being a shop worker and how they keep the economy and they keep the world going, which is quite apt given this time, I would say. I've already read this book. I won't go into my thoughts in too much detail, but I will say that I didn't get the hype as much as everyone else did. Everybody else says that this is a warm, fuzzy, humorous, light-hearted book that makes them happy. It didn't have that effect on me, but if it might have that effect on you, check out other reviews of that if you've been interested. But this isn't a wrap-up, so I won't go into too much detail about it here. And the reason I got this is because it was my In Real Life Book Club book of the month. The next book is the only book that I've bought new, and that is A Sprinkle of Sorcery by Michelle Harrison. I read A Pinch of Magic back in March, I think it was, and that was my favourite book of the year so far. It is a middle grade fantasy that follows 3 sisters, Betty, Felicity and Charlie, as they try to break a family curse that has become known to them. This is the sequel to that. I won't do any spoilers, but I have been told that there's pirates in this, so I cannot wait. I don't know anything else about the plot of this book, so I'm just going to go into it blind, but if it's anything like the first book, which was phenomenal, then I think I am going to love this one. And just look how gorgeous the cover is. It's absolutely stunning. Now, you might have seen my recent videos where I talk about historical fiction being my favourite genre and me having a particular interest in lesbian historical fiction. So I did a little Google search the other day of some lesbian historical fiction books that I wanted to read, and this one came up on the list. It's not necessarily historical fiction, but when I saw it, I couldn't resist. The cover is my aesthetic 100%, and what this book is about and what this author writes about seems right up my street. This is Kiss the Girls and Make Them Spy. This is a parody of James Bond, whereby James Bond is actually Jane Bond and she's a lesbian. This sounds fantastic. I'm so excited to read this. This author writes a lot of other parodies where she gender bends or sexuality bends the main characters. So I think she's got a Nancy Drew retelling where Nancy is a lesbian, and so many other different like classics of detective fiction where she's just made them gay, and I am so excited to get this. I love the fuchsia, I love the bright colours, I love the swirls of this book, and I've got no idea whether I'm going to enjoy this or not, but I had to buy it. And then the last 2 books I got really cheaply off eBay. I think they were about £2.50 each, and there was also like 20% off if you bought 2 books. So these cost me £4.50 for the 2 of them, and one surprised me by arriving in hardcover. That's the one I'm going to be saving to last because it's one I'm so excited about. The first book is The World According to Bob by James Bowen. James Bowen was a drug addict and he was also homeless. He wrote a book called A Street Cat Named Bob, which was about this cat, his ginger cat, Bob, how he came into his life and completely changed it, and has since started to write loads of other adventures. I think this is about the 4th book, and as far as I'm aware, you don't need to read them in order because they are just their adventures, but I am looking forward to getting to this one. I think this might actually be a good read for the mental health-a-thon. I think drug addiction is something that needs to be discussed more, particularly in regards to mental health, so I might be reading this one sooner than anticipated. I love cats, and I've also been hauling a book about cats every book haul lately, so maybe I'll keep it a trend. Maybe I'll be the cat lady of booktube. And then the final book I have, I'm so excited to get to. I've talked about this author a lot on my channel recently, and she's quickly becoming one of my favourite authors of all time. I'm likely to be doing my dissertation on this author because I adore her, and that is The Paying Guest. Why did I think it was The Paying Guests? No. It is The Little Stranger by Sarah Waters. Now, this book is set following the war in a gothic mansion. I believe it's kind of haunted, but you're not sure whether it's a real ghost or if it's the ghost of the past, and kind of in the same vein of The Haunting of Hill House. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's kind of how it's been sold to me. That's kind of why I wanted to pick this one up next. There is a BBC miniseries of this with Ruth Wilson, which I will want to get to when I've read this as well. But I do still have the DVD of Tipping the Velvet and Fingersmith to get to, so I've got a lot of catching up to do with Sarah Waters. I adore her books. They are lesbian historical fiction, which I adore, and it's just my thing. And this arrived in a hardcover, and look, it's like brand new. There's about a 97% chance that I'll be reading this for the Historical Readathon next weekend. These are the books that I have acquired lately. Let me know if you've read any of these in the description box down below, and if you've read them, what did you think of them? I'd love to know your thoughts. Are there any I need to get to before any of the others? And are there any that you believe are a waste of time? Were you also let down by a convenience store woman? I do hope to get to these really, really soon because I've got hardly anything else to do. Once I submit my essay on Wednesday, I'll still obviously be working, but I won't have any uni work to do until October, so I plan on just reading. Thank you for watching. As usual, I'll leave all my links in the description box down below. Come and follow me on Twitter and Goodreads and all that good stuff, and I'll see you in another video very, very soon. Take care. Bye.